Hello, everyone. Welcome into Yelling from the Couch. I'm Brent Humphreys, joined by my co-host Joey Mullins for Week 3 college football pick'em. Joey, how you doing over there today, man?
Doing great, buddy. Well as can be expected. How about you?
Well, okay. It was a little rough week last week, especially for my football teams, plural.
Well,
College didn't go so well at all, and NFL did not go so well at all. Both my teams were favored in both those games, and they come out with an L. So not so great, man.
yeah, that happens. Unfortunately.
But in the pick'ems last week, I went 21-5, and you went 19-7. Not bad over. I mean, pretty good for the pick'ems. I
Not,
mean,
not bad at
good
all,
record.
honestly. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
not bad.
great record for both of those. Our Iowa under that we didn't guarantee it this time. It went over, but we did not guarantee it, so we cannot be held accountable for that
No,
one.
no.
Uh, our Colorado betting favorites, they kind of went down the drain there as they laid a turd against the Nebraska Cornhuskers last week. It was pretty
Yeah.
rough there.
Oh, it was. I mean, it seems like all these games either we bet on or we pick, and we're for sure on this. It's like something goes wrong. It's something happens. It's a defensive battle. Quarterback can't throw the ball. I don't know. It's weird. It's been weird this week.
There was a huge upset last week where Northern Illinois. Oh man, I should know this. I got it wrong last week. Not Huskies, Northern Illinois
Yeah.
Huskies. I believe I called them something else last week, and I was totally wrong. Sorry, Northern Illinois Husky fans, but they pull off a massive upset against Notre Dame last week in South
Yeah.
Bend, a top 5 team. I almost predicted that on this podcast last week. I told you, I said, I'm rolling with Northern Illinois. Had a pause and said to cover the spread. It's like, man, I thought I had it.
Well,
They did
I,
cover the
I
spread.
if you were actually going to pick the game, like money line, I thought that's what you were going to pick, and I was getting ready to say, "Are you okay? Are you okay there?" But now it's like you was okay.
Yeah, I about had that one there. I was like, man, that's almost predicted, but almost doesn't matter, I don't guess. But a big, huge upset there.
Yeah.
Another upset last week. We might as well talk about it while we're here. South Carolina dominates the Kentucky Wildcats 31-6 in Kroger Field. Just an abysmal performance all the way around. Brock Vandegrift had like 30 yards passing, had no time to do anything. As soon as he snapped the ball, there was 18-year-old freshmen over there all up in his grill, triple teamed and everything, and they still couldn't block this guy. The scheme wasn't no good. They couldn't get any plays for your speedy guys outside, get some screens, something quick to where the line doesn't have to block that long because obviously they weren't blocking much at all. And
No.
defensively, I don't think they played that bad, but when your offense ain't helping you out any, it's kind of hard to keep up over there on the defensive side of the ball. So I don't give a. I mean,
Yes.
they couldn't stop the run on defense a whole lot, but same time you're out on the field quite a bit because your offense can't stay on the field. It's no good.
Yes, that's true. It definitely an uncharacteristic performance from Kentucky, to say the least.
Yeah, and things don't get any easier at all this Saturday, which we'll get to here after a while with our picks. But just a bad performance. One of the worst ones under the Stoops era. A lot of people's thinking that maybe he's 1 foot out the door. Maybe it's an overreaction. You
I
lose a
think it
game,
is
you lose a game that bad. People's going to overreact.
every
You
time.
get that. You get that every time. But like South Carolina beat Kentucky last week, I think there's an overreaction towards South Carolina being good. And I think we're going to pick a game that they're in later that I think me and you's both going to agree that there's an overreaction towards South Carolina.
Well, I also think too that it's more of an overreaction for South Carolina than it is an overreaction that Kentucky played so bad. You know. I mean, just uncharacteristic for Kentucky.
Well,
They did not look like themselves. I mean, from coaching all the way through, it did not look like a Kentucky football game to me that I've seen.
there was talks of game day coming in, college game day from ESPN at Kentucky for the first time since 2007. Things were looking good, and then they laid that turd, and now game day is going to Columbia, South Carolina for that game. So, I mean, it's like, just kick us while we're down, too. I mean, the team that demolished us is getting game day when that should have been us.
Yeah,
But I think it's an overreaction by ESPN, too, but we'll
I
talk
do
about
too.
it here in a little bit.
I do too.
Oh, man. So, we'll get started here with our top 25 picks plus our teams. Well, my team is playing top 25 this week. Tonight, Friday night, the number 20 Arizona Wildcats travel to Manhattan, Kansas to face the number 14 Kansas State Wildcats. In a cat fight, Kansas State is a 7.5 point favorite. The over-under 60.5. Joey, who you got in this top 25 Wildcat matchup?
Ooh. Uh, I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna go Kansas State on this one. They're at home. I mean, both these teams are good teams, but Kansas State's at home. Corbin Carroll's not hitting a home run in this one. I'm picking Kansas State. Uh, that over under is a little steep. I know they could both score points, but just the way this week's been going for me with all the betting apps and even fantasy leagues and stuff I'm in, everything just seems to be the way I think a game's going to go. It goes the opposite. So I'm going to take the under and give me Kansas State.
I'm going to take the under as well on this one, and I think that Arizona's going to pull off the upset in this one. But I may be overreacting because last week Kansas State almost lost to Tulane, played a really close game, and Tulane about beat them. But I think this week Arizona, as I talked last week, I had them for an under 70.5 the first week, and they went over. So I should learn my lesson. But I think this time Kansas State's going to be a little bit better defense than whoever they played that first week. But
Yeah.
I like Arizona to win, but not to score a whole lot of points in this one. Give me Arizona and the under. I'm with you on that one. So we're already disagreeing on the first one, man.
Yeah. Honestly though, like you said, this game's one of them. It's both teams kind of evenly matched. I mean, it could really go either way, but I just kind of give Kansas State the slight edge because they're at home.
And with this being a top 25 matchup, this could be the best game of the weekend, and it's already on
Hmm.
Friday night. So, I mean, are we getting the best game already on Friday night? I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see. There's some other
We'll
decent
see.
ones on here, but that may be the best one. And hopefully it lives
Yep.
up to, the hype that's getting on the 60.5. I'd love to see an offensive shootout on that, but we'll see.
Me too.
The first matchup on Saturday, the big noon kickoff on Fox. The number 4 Alabama Crimson Tide travel to Madison, Wisconsin to face the Wisconsin Badgers. Alabama's a 16-point favorite. The over-under is 50.5. Joey, you like Bama in this one?
Yes, I do like Bama in this one. The 50.5. I'm gonna have to say the under. I mean, I know Alabama can score, but Wisconsin's one of those teams that kind of plays a slower pace.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Wisconsin.
yeah,
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 Big Ten football. Yeah. Other than Ohio State, they can
yeah,
put up some points, but everybody else.
yeah. You catch yourself halfway through the game like, oh,
Yeah.
the game's still on.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's fourth quarter,
but
16-9. Wow. Yeah.
yeah, but give me Alabama. Yeah, to win the game. I mean, I think Alabama will score. They'll score enough points. They'll easily win the game, but I just see this being a snooze fest on the Wisconsin side. It'll be exciting for Alabama fans because they're going to score, especially the first two quarters. They're gonna throw the ball, run the ball. They're gonna do all their stuff, but give me the under.
Yeah, give me the under on this one too, and I think Alabama rolls over them. I think Wisconsin's not very good at all. They got Luke Fickell up there. They got Tyler Van Dyke, the quarterback from Miami last year, transferred in. No, I don't think any of that matters. Alabama's got Jalen Milroe, been there 3 years already. He's proven himself. Last week, man, I don't know what it is about South Florida and Alabama, but a couple years ago or last year, whatever it was, South Florida almost beat Alabama. It was really close. Last week, into the fourth quarter, it was 14-13. Alabama was ahead going into the fourth quarter. Now they turned it on, ended up being 42-16, but for 3 quarters they hung in tough with them. So I don't know what they've got on Alabama or what kind of game plan it is or what's in the water down there in Tampa. But they play them close every time. But I think that Alabama is going to roll on this one, and I don't think Wisconsin will be close in this one. Give me the Tide.
I agree.
The next 12 o'clock matchup, number 13, Oklahoma State Cowboys travel to Tulsa to face the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes, right? Yeah.
Golden Hurricane.
Oklahoma State's an 18.5-point favorite. The over-under 62.5. Joey, do you like Oklahoma State in this one? Or, as I've heard them called before, Okie Light?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, give me Oklahoma State. I don't. They're just a better team. Tulsa may put up a fight in this one in the first quarter, second quarter. I mean, it may be, kind of one of them. I could see one of them kind of slow starts for Oklahoma State in the first quarter, going into the second quarter, and it's tied or whatever. But I think Oklahoma State will pull away. Yep.
Yeah, Oklahoma State last week, really close game with Arkansas. Somebody may have had Oklahoma State to win on a money line parlay, and they about jacked that all up for them. But that's neither here nor there. They went to overtime with them, and Oklahoma State ended up pulling it out. Ollie Gordon did not really have a big game last week. Like I noticed on here, I noted last week that he's one of the best running backs coming back this year. But I'll take Oklahoma State in this one, and I think that they will cover the spread this week because Tulsa is just – I mean, they've got to go to Tulsa, but I don't think it's really going to matter. Bowman, the quarterback for Oklahoma State, he hasn't had a really good year so far, and Gordon hadn't got going. But I think this week they get things going, and give me the Cowboys.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
Just don't ask Stephen A. Smith about the Cowboys.
Oh man! Right now, I've got whatever's on ESPN, whatever show they play in the morning there, Get Up or Get Out or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Of course, it's all about Tua last night, and, taking that hit and getting concussed, and it's like, oh man, slide, bro. Just learn how to slide. It's not that hard. Just slide.
Quarterback 101, man.
Slide. And he ran into a guy that died 2 years on the field, so I mean, kind of awkward out there.
It worked. Honestly though, I mean, I know getting off topic a little bit, but what do you think? What goes through your mind when you're, in a sense, franchise quarterback, the Dolphins, and you're going to go and put your, body at risk like that? I mean, he had to be thinking that. I know he was trying to get some extra yards. I get it. They were trying to score, but
that's
you got
what
receivers.
It is.
You got receivers, man. You got running backs. You don't need to do that.
They're third or fourth down. I can't remember which one it was. I think it's fourth down. And you're down 21 points. He's trying to play hero. That's what he was trying to do last night. And he had already passed the first down marker. No need to go head first into it. I mean, that's what we talk about with Vandegrift after that first game. I mean, it's cool to run over people. It's awesome. But when you get that head hit, and especially Tua, man, I mean, he's already had several concussions. Like, I mean, they against the Bengals that one game, they brought an ambulance on the field, took him out.
Yeah.
Thought it was kind of funny last night, the sideline reporter, after he was taken out, he walked off the field on his own power, was hugging guys on the sideline, and they said he's surrounded by his family, and he is communicating with them, talking. And I'm like, what? Yeah, he was doing that when he's walking off the field. She acted like he's surrounded by his family, like he's about ready, something's about to happen here. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and then she's like, he's communicating and talking with his family. Like, yeah, no kidding. He did that
Yeah.
when he walked off the field. What's going on?
He hugged the coach. Coach kissed him on the head. I mean,
Yeah.
all's good in the world, man. You just got dinged in the head. I mean, you know,
Yeah. It'd be like,
that's one of your.
okay, I would understand if they took him out on a gurney or something. Then you'd be like, oh, man, something's up. And then they're like,
Yeah.
he's surrounded by his family. And they're like, oh, boy, this is bad. But he's talking. He's communicating. It's, oh, okay, that's good. I saw the guy walk off the field. I know he's okay. I mean, he's probably not okay up there, but, he's not in danger of, something happening right now.
No.
It was just, I found it funny.
Yeah. It was definitely a weird situation for sure. It was.
It definitely does.
But,
Nobody wants to see that happen, but
somebody may or may not have had like three parlay slips with to his name and all three of them. So yeah, that was rough.
kind of rough, kind of really rough.
Yep.
So back into the 12 o'clock matchups. Number 16, LSU Tigers travel to Columbia, South Carolina for ESPN Game Day. The South Carolina Gamecocks. LSU's a 6.5-point favorite. 48.5 is the over-under. Joey, do you like South Carolina to keep up the momentum with game day being in town?
Yep. I think they're going to cover the spread. The over's going to hit. I mean, LSU will probably double the spread, honestly.
You think LSU will cover the spread?
I think LSU it's going to be a beat down. I think LSU is just going to mow over them. I just do, because me and you talked about this off the air, and obviously when we first started, that I think everybody's on the hype train in South Carolina just because of the Kentucky game, and I think they're badly mistaken, because no offense to Kentucky whatsoever, because I do live in Kentucky, so I don't hate the school. Just Carolina's my favorite team, but I do like Kentucky football, and it's no knock against them at all, but that was just Kentucky playing bad, and it made South Carolina look phenomenal. But yeah, I think LSU it's a runaway landslide. Give me the over.
I'm with you on this one all the way, man. This is what it's going to make it, rough. I mean, because Kentucky should have beat South Carolina. Let's be honest. But South Carolina outcoached them, outplayed them. Credit to them. Kudos to them. I don't think it's happening this week. LSU's going to win. I think LSU's going to pass all over them because they don't run a whole lot this year, which is different for an LSU team.
No.
LSU used to run the ball all the time. But give me LSU in this one. I think Nussmeier and Lacey are going to have a good game connecting with each other there. And the over is going to hit. LSU covers that 6.5-point spread. Like you said, I think they may even double it. This could be a 2-touchdown game right here. Give me the Tigers.
Yep. I think Sellers is going to sell South Carolina fans. Just saying.
Rocket Sanders, that rocket won't take off this week.
Yeah. It's out of fuel.
Next 12 o'clock matchup. The Arkansas State. Oh, man. Are they the Wolves?
Red Wolves.
Red Wolves. Hey, look. Hey, I'm close. Travel to Ann Arbor to face the number 17 Michigan Wolverines. Michigan's a 23-point favorite. 47.5 is the over-under. Michigan got spanked last week against Texas. Do you think they bounce back and they take out the Red Wolves, Joey?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yeah, that was a great win for Texas last week. I'm not gonna lie. That was an impressive win. Put it that way. I did not think that from Texas. I did not think that they would beat Michigan that bad. But yeah, this bounce back game for Michigan. They're at home, so I mean, yeah, give me Michigan. And let's see, what did you say the over was? Over under? It is 47.5. Yeah, I'll take the over. Michigan's going to score a lot of points this game.
I think Michigan's going to win this one too, and I think that 47.5. That's a lot for a team that I don't know. Michigan's just way down this year. Harbaugh left. A lot of their players left. They got the new coach in there. But, it really showed last week that they're not going to be able to hang with the big boys like last year. But
Yeah.
in this case, Arkansas State is definitely not one of the big boys. So I think they'll win.
No.
I think they cover. But, man, I think I'm going to go under on this one. I think it's just,
Ooh.
it's going to be an ugly game. Not going to be fun to watch. Once again, Big Ten football.
Big Ten football.
The next matchup, another top 25 matchup. This one could be intriguing. 12:45 on the SEC network. The number 24 Boston College Eagles travel to Columbia, Missouri to face the number 6 Missouri Tigers. Missouri's a 15.5-point favorite. The over-under is 53.5. Joey, you think that spread's a little high on this one?
I think it's a lot high. I could see this being a touchdown game or even a field goal game. That's a little, little jab there at Boston College. They're a decent team. That's crazy. That's weird that spread's that high. But give me Missouri to win the game. But I don't think that spread's off. Like I said, I could see it being a touchdown game, field goal game, even last second field goal game, or last second drive, or last 2-minute offense to win the game. But give me Missouri to win. What do you think about the spread?
I think it's high too. I think Missouri will win the game. They're at home. They're a good team this year. Missouri's a really good team. Boston College is not bad this year. With what's his name? He used to coach in the NFL. Their coach now.
Oh,
Bill O'Brien. Is it Bill O'Brien? I think it's Bill O'Brien. Anyways, he beat Florida State, which Florida State's down, but he's got a quarterback back. Old big stick Nick. Don't call me Nick. Thomas Castellanos. Has he's an exciting quarterback back there. He likes to take off. He likes to run. They like to get that running game going. They want to try to slow Missouri down. Missouri's got the high-powered, high-flying offense. I think Missouri wins. It's closer than what people think. Less than a touchdown, I think. The over-under is 53.5. I'll take the over on that one because actually, no, I'll take – man, that's tough because I think Boston College will want to chew up some clock. Not much time. I'll take the under. I'll take the under on that one. Give me Missouri to win it. Right. Straight up. Boston College to win and the under. Man, that's a lot.
Yeah.
The next matchup, top 25, is used to be called the Civil War. I think now they want to call it I can forget what they changed it to. The Civil War offended people or something. I don't know. I have no idea. The number 9 Oregon.
I can't remember either.
The number 9 Oregon Ducks travel to Corvallis to face the one of the two Pac-12 teams, the Oregon State Beavers. Oregon's a 16.5-point favorite. Over/under's 49.5. Joey, what do you think about the former Civil War? I guess.
Oh man. Yeah. I'm going to say give me Oregon in this one. I know Oregon's not the Oregon they was last year or the year before.
Not even close.
They're not even close. But, and I see this being a competitive game, but I got Oregon pulling away, and I got them winning. For both teams to score 50 points, yeah, give me the over in this one. I'll take the over. Yep.
Oh, man. I think I'm going to take the over too. I guess they don't just call it. I guess it's just the Oregon State game is what they call it now, according to Google. Rivalry finds a new nickname. Let's see what this is real quick. I like Oregon to win this one too. Like you said, they're not your last year's Oregon. They're not your Bo Nix's Oregon.
No.
What's his name? Quarterback Dylan Gabriel. They've kind of struggled so far this year. But I like Oregon to win this one. I think Oregon State will keep it close though. But yeah, give me Oregon to win this one, and I will take the over in this game as well. I think there's going to be some points scored in this one. But give me Oregon, and I'm not seeing. It says they get a new nickname. Oh, it's going to be called the Oregon Classic or the State Championship Game. What?
State championship game?
What?
Okay.
State Championship Game. Yeah, let's not offend those Confederates and stuff that's still around getting offended by the Civil War. I mean, my gosh. Oh boy.
2024,
All right.
bro.
2024. The next matchup, let's just move on. The Ball State Cardinals travel to Miami to face the number 10 Miami Hurricanes are a 36.5 point favorite. Jeez, 54.5 is the over under. Joey, what do you think about this big old spread in this one?
I think Miami's going to win. I don't know if I feel comfortable with saying they're going to win by 36.5. I don't. Give me Ball State spread in this one, and give me Miami to win, and give me the over, because Miami can definitely put up points. But, yeah.
Miami may have the best quarterback transfer in the country with Cam Ward from Washington State. You know, of course he's going to transfer in. I mean, why would you want to stay in the Pac-12 where there's two teams to go play in Miami? Miami's looked pretty good this year. They beat down Florida. Ball State, I mean, it's Ball State. I mean, it's the MAC. You call them Ball State or Nut University, whatever. Give me the Hurricanes to win this one. Cam Ward's looked pretty good. I think he continues to look pretty good after this game. 36.5 is a lot. 36.5 is a lot. I think, give me Miami to cover. Let's have a Miami cover and an over in this one.
I was getting ready to say the Ball State spread there might look good at slip it in a parlay somewhere, but never know.
Yeah, I think Miami's going to roll on it. Tickets are as low as $4 if you want to get down to that game.
$4.
The next matchup, 3:30 on ESPN, the Tulane Green Wave travel to Norman to face the number 15 Oklahoma Sooners. Oklahoma's a 13-point favorite, 46.5 the over-under. Joey, what do you think about this one?
Well, I mean, Tulane, they did play Kansas State pretty close. So we know they can play. We know they're competitive. I see it being a competitive game. Give me Oklahoma State to win. I would say they'll cover the spread. I could see them winning by a couple touchdowns by the time, they wear on them fourth quarter. But yeah, give me Oklahoma to win, Oklahoma to cover. 46.5. Give me the under in this one.
So this may be like the overreaction thing I was talking about. Tulane plays, Kansas State really close. Had a chance to beat them. Oklahoma last week plays Houston, and it's really close, and it shouldn't have been. 16-12, Oklahoma ends up pulling out with the win. Tulane, they've played pretty good so far. People would be kind of crazy to pick them to win outright in this one. But give me the Green Wave in this one for the upset. This is my first upset pick of the week on the road. Wow. Give me the Tulane Green Wave to cover that spread. The under's hitting because I don't think Oklahoma State can score. Watch, they'll put up 50 this week. But I'm going to go with Tulane for the upset in Norman. Go Green Wave.
Hey, it's plus 400 money line, dude. I mean, hey, if it happens, man.
Might dabble. We'll see.
Might dabble. Hey, Tulane is very capable. Don't get me wrong. They're very capable. But we'll see. I hope you're right on that one.
They do call them Choklahoma for a reason. Just saying.
Yeah.
The next 3:30 matchup on CBS or Paramount Plus. The number 18 Notre Dame Fighting Irish coming off of a loss in the Big House, or not the Big House. Whoa, that's Michigan.
Whoa.
Yeah. Ooh, boy. About to make some people mad here. They traveled to West Lafayette, Indiana. Ooh, almost at West Lafayette, Louisiana. Boy, I should start this segment over. To face the Purdue Boilermakers. Notre Dame's a 9.5-point favorite. The over-under's 47.5. Joey, do you like Riley Leonard and the boys to pick it back up this week and bounce back with a win?
You know what? I don't know. I mean, this is one of them, like the overreaction thing you're talking about. Do you overreact and say, well, Riley Leonard and Notre Dame, they're terrible. Like, do you say that, or it's so early in the year you can't really tell? So it's like, what do you do? Give me Purdue in this one. They're at home. You picked an upset. I'm gonna pick this upset. I might be stupid, call me crazy, jumping on the overreaction train, but yeah, give me Purdue in this one.
Well, this is like, it can happen. It can happen. But I think that Notre Dame's going to bounce back. I think they're going to win. Notre Dame looked pretty good at Texas A&M week 1. And then they just, I don't know what happened last week. No points at all, no offense. Don't get me wrong. I don't think Riley Leonard's a very good quarterback at all. I didn't think he was very good at Duke. I don't see how he became the quarterback at Notre Dame, But, man, they don't call him Purdue for nothing. Give me Notre Dame in this one. But, hey, I could see them, losing. I can see Notre Dame losing this one, but I think they'll win. I think Purdue covers the spread, and give me the under. You know why, Joey? Oh, Big Ten.
We got to circle them games Saturday.
The next matchup,
and Purdue.
Go ahead, you're good. Tulane and Purdue. The next matchup, 4:30, is the state championship for Utah. The number 12 Utah Utes travel to Logan, Utah to face the Utah State Aggies. 18.5-point spread for Utah. The over-under is 43.5. Joey, do you like Utah to win here? I think Cam Rising got hurt once again last week. I'm going to look that up real quick because, man, that guy's been in college forever and keeps getting hurt. But what do you think about Utah State?
Well, I think a team from Utah is definitely going to win. Let's see. Man, I have to go with Utah. I'm sure. I don't know if I don't see anything. I haven't seen anything on here about Cam Rising not playing.
Unlikely to play, it says.
Unlikely to play. Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, even if he don't play, still, I think give me Utah. I don't think they're going to cover that spread. Maybe if he don't play, it might be a close game, but I think Utah can still pull it out, without him. But you're right, man. He's been hurt a lot.
Yeah. For a guy who's been there for 7 years, I mean, he's played 7 years of football. I mean, man, he was in college oh, man, I'm trying to think of who, would be in that class. Like, Jalen Hurts and them, Joe Burrow. I mean, they've been in the NFL for years, and they probably came in around the same time Cam Rising did. Man, it's unfortunate. I think that, you know, he's a good quarterback when he stays healthy, but the guy can't stay healthy, man. He's kind of like Tua, but I mean, his is different, I guess. But I like Utah to win this one. I'm with you on that, but I don't think that they're going to cover that spread. That's a big spread, especially if he can't play. And 43.5 is, man, that's kind of low. But if he don't play, give me the under on that one. And give me Utah to win the state championship of Utah, since we're calling these in-state rivalries state championships now instead of what they're actually supposed to be called. Crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We can't offend nobody.
Can't offend nobody. All right, the next matchup, we're going to step outside the top 25 for a pick here. The North Carolina Central. Oh, it's some kind of bird. I don't know what it is. Team travels to Chapel Hill to face the North Carolina Tar Heels. There is no spread and no over-under on this one. Joey, you like your Tar Heels to continue their streak there with Cam Harrell or Connor Harrell?
I do. Connor Harrell, yeah, I do. He's getting more
I was thinking
comfortable.
of Cam
Um, he's getting more comfortable. He'll get it figured out. It's one of them unfortunate things. You get kind of thrown in the mix, or you get thrown in center stage, and the spotlight's on you all of a sudden. So I think he got shell shocked a little bit when but I think he'll be all right. But yeah. I can't go against my Tar Heels, especially against that team. So
Yeah. I'm going with the Tar Heels too, of course. But, I mean, this is one of those games, if you're Carolina, that you just open the playbook up and, get the guy used to the playbook and the receivers and just call all kinds of different plays for him to get him prepared for when they play the real teams later on in the season. This is a perfect opportunity for him to get in sync with his receivers and get learning the
yep,
playbook and everything. And in-game action, I mean, it's different in-game than it is practice. Those
yes,
reps are just totally different, and this is one of those games, a get-right game for them. I mean, even though they ain't lost yet, but they're, new quarterback, and it's just his second start. So I think it's a perfect opportunity for him to open up the playbook and maybe open up a can on this team,
I agree.
We jump back into the top 25 at 6:30 on the CW network. The number 5 Ole Miss Rebels travel to Winston-Salem, North Carolina to face the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Mississippi is a 21.5 point favorite. 63.5 is the over-under. Joey, what do you think about that spread on the road?
That is a pretty good spread that I think they'll cover. Honestly, I think Ole Miss will definitely cover that. Even though they're going to Wake Forest, Wake Forest just not that great of a team. Um, yeah, I think they'll cover the spread. 63.5. Give me the over. Give me the over. That's what I'm going.
Ole Miss, man, they firepower right there. I mean, they like to sling the rock around.
Mm-hmm.
Man, 21.5 is a lot, but I think Ole Miss will do it. I just think Wake Forest, they're not going to have much for Ole Miss. Ole Miss is going to crush them.
No.
63.5. Give me the over on that, too, because they put up points. They put up points in a hurry. And I think the same is going to be done here in this one. So give me the Rebels.
Yes.
Next matchup, 7 o'clock. The UTSA, Texas San Antonio Roadrunners, travel to number 2, Texas, to face the Texas Longhorns. Texas is a 35.5 point favorite. 55.5 is the over-under. Quinn Ewers, he doesn't need backup.
Yeah.
Looking pretty good so far this season. Joey, what do you think about this game?
Oh man, I think it's going to be a beatdown, especially at home. I mean, the fans are going to be fired up. I mean, Texas fans are already fired up. I mean, but I think it's going to be a beatdown. I can see Texas covering the spread easy, and the over under 55.5. I mean, Texas can just about score that themselves against this team. So I'd say give me the over, Texas to win, cover.
I'm with you all the way on that, man. Texas last week with their impressive win over Michigan. I mean, they clobbered him. Quinn Ewers, he's got things going, in, Austin down there. They just, number 2 team, they'd be number 1 if Georgia wasn't in the league right now. But, man, they got a lot of players back from last year, when they made the Final Four. Did they play the championship? Oh man, Michigan beat Washington in the championship. That's right.
Yes. Yes. So
Uh,
yeah.
but yeah, give me Texas to win this one, man. I think Texas will win. I think that they cover, and I think that the over's hitting, and I think that his Heisman candidacy will continue this week for yours because he's one of the top candidates right now.
Yep. I mean, you look at the over-under is 55.5, so you think about it. I mean, Texas put up, 31 points against Michigan, you know,
Yeah.
and that's against Michigan. That's a decent team, and this team here is not going to even come close to. That's why I said the over should hit in this one.
A decent team with a good defense. So, I mean,
Hmm And you
Michigan's
still
got a
put up
defense.
31. You
Yeah.
still put
So
up 31.
it's impressive. But like you said, that Texas San Antonio not going to be in the same, league as Texas this week.
Nope.
I think this will be a game where Arch Manning will get in and throw a little bit, so there will be some backup
Yeah.
mop up time.
Yes, sir.
Fansville commercials, man.
All he needs is a Dr. Pepper, man. I mean,
It's great. The Fansville
love,
commercials get me every time.
love 'em.
The next matchup, 7:30 on ABC. The number one team in the land, the Georgia Bulldogs, travel to Lexington and Kroger Field to face the Kentucky Wildcats. Georgia's a 22-point favorite. 44.5 is the over-under. Joey, do you think Georgia will cover this spread against the Cats?
No, I do not. And the reason why is because me and you've talked about this probably for the past day or two. Um, the South Carolina game to me was just a fluke. It was just a bad game. I don't know what they ate before the game or what they, players were mad at each other because they beat each other in Madden. I don't know. I mean, you never know. But I think Kentucky's going to, yeah. I think Kentucky is going to bounce back. They're going to make it respectable. I do not see Kentucky winning the game, unfortunately. I hope they do, but I don't see them winning the game. But give me the Kentucky spread in this one for sure. I would feel 100% safe with that in my bet slip. The over-under 43.5, I think the over is going to hit. But give me Georgia to win.
So, before last week, we talked about Georgia and Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine if Georgia knocks off South Carolina? The hype would have been there big time, and I've been like, okay, let's go. My pick would be totally different if that would have happened.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, I've tried to talk myself, maybe they could pull it off. Maybe they could pull off the upset. And I keep thinking about that offensive line can't block me. Can't block my 12-year-old son who's 80 pounds, if that. So I'm like, man, I don't know. I think Kentucky will keep it respectable. I think that they'll make the plays, they'll do the screens and all that stuff to where they don't have to hold blocks very long because that's their downfall right now. They're down 2 running backs as Chip Tranum's still out and Patterson is also out, the freshman. So Kentucky's got pretty much 2 running backs that they've used this year, DSK and Wilcox. But I think this time they're going to get Barry and Brown involved. You've got to get that speed involved against that Georgia defense. Georgia's an elite defense. You got to get some speed going against there. So I think that they'll get him involved. Kentucky, I think, will cover the spread. I think it's going to be about a 10 to 14-point game. The under's hitting in this one because there's not going to be a lot of scoring going on. But give me the Dogs to win in Lexington.
I also think it's time for Dane Key to step up and have a big game. I mean, even though they're not going to win the game, but no pun intended, but he is a big key in their offense and literally in the receiving aspect. I mean, I think this year he's got like 5 receptions and like right at 100 yards, and he needs more than that. He's got to have more than that.
Yeah, he'd be a big key to winning this Saturday. The next matchup, 7:30 on the Big Ten Network, the Northern Iowa Panthers. Are they the Panthers?
Yep.
They face the number 23 Nebraska Cornhuskers. There is no line or spread on this one. Joey, do you like Nebraska to continue their momentum from last week where they beat down Coach Prime and Shadur Sanders was leaving early and all this stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I don't see Northern Iowa uh, having much of a chance in this game. I mean, obviously they got a chance. Anytime you play a game, you have a chance. But um, yeah, I think Nebraska's just going to continue to roll. That's probably why there's a reason why there's not a spread or over under on this game because it would be so crazy.
Yeah, give me Nebraska to cover the spread here and win. And the over apparently is 0, so I'll take the over on this. No, Nebraska. I think Nebraska will win this. I think Nebraska will roll. I think maybe Nebraska might be back. Maybe that's an overreaction on my part, but they did beat down Colorado last week. Uh, a revenge game for Nebraska, who lost to Colorado last week. But
Mm-hmm.
give me Nebraska to win this one, and I don't think that it'll be close. The
I don't
next,
think I don't I don't think that's an overreaction. You said Nebraska might be back. I think I agree with you. I wouldn't say they're fully back, but they're on their way. They're midway up the ladder on their way back. You know.
yeah, Nebraska hasn't been Nebraska for 25 years. They're like Indiana basketball. They haven't been
Yes.
relevant in that amount of time, and they haven't been very good either. But this year may be different. Matt Rule, he coached Baylor there for a little while, and he did a good job at Baylor. And then he went to
Hmm.
Carolina in the NFL, and that just didn't work out for him. I think he's more of a college guy, and I think he's going to get Nebraska on the right track to, maybe turn them back into a powerhouse. We'll see.
I agree.
The next matchup, we jump back out of the top 25 to talk about one of our favorite topics on this show. The Colorado Buffaloes travel to Fort Collins to face the Colorado State Rams. Colorado's a 7-point favorite, 57.5 is the over-under. Joey, what do you think about the state championship in Colorado?
Oh my. Well, I mean, one would think, uh, you Colorado, they show flashes like every other game that they're this high-powered offense. They can throw the ball for 400 yards. They got receivers score multiple touchdowns, and then they come out, and then it's like they just lay a goose egg. So it's like they're kind of Jekyll and Hyde to me right now. Like you catch Colorado on a good day, then absolutely, it's a beat down right off the bat. But I would say give me Colorado in this game. I think they're going to have a little bit of a bounce back game from the bad performance they had last week. So, yeah, give me Colorado.
Colorado State played Colorado really tough last year. Close game, late night game.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
We watched it.
early in the season, yeah. Give me Colorado to win this one. I think that they'll win. I think that they'll cover that spread. I think that, Coach Prime and them is going to want to kind of come out and, let out some of that aggression, some of all that talk going on. People think that he's already got one foot out the door whenever Shadur leaves, could be true, and Travis Hunter. But I think he's going to connect with Travis Hunter pretty good amount of times this weekend, and Jimmy Horn. I think that they're due for a big game, and I think that they'll get it this Saturday for the Colorado State Championship. You mentioned flashes a while ago. So the next matchup, the Kent State Golden Flashes travel to number 7 Tennessee to face the Tennessee Volunteers. Yuck. Tennessee is a 49-point favorite. The over/under 62.5. Oh, Joey, what do you think about them low down dirty snitches down there in Tennessee?
Well, look at the matchup predictor there. You know, Kent State 1%. 1% chance to win. Got one little
It might be
slither.
it might be too high.
That it is too high. Oh my goodness. Bad as I hate to admit it, I can honestly see Tennessee covering this spread. I can see a 49-52 to nothing game. I mean, that's
Yeah.
yeah. I agree. Tennessee to win, 62.5. Give me the over. I mean, Kent State may score a field goal or two, but I can see Tennessee scoring 50 points, which would, it might put it over the 62.5. But yeah, what do you think?
Well, I absolutely hate to see this here. Tennessee, man, they got the new quarterback there, Nico, however you pronounce his last name. Been very impressive his first couple of games. I mean, they stomped Chattanooga 69-3, and then last week they beat down NC State, which on this podcast, your big rival, North Carolina State, you picked them to win. And one of my biggest rivals, I picked Tennessee to win. So, but they come out, man, impressive. You beat a team like that. North Carolina State was number 24, and you just put a beat down on them. If you put 51 points up against NC State, you could put, 102. You could double that against Kent State. Man. So I think that they'll cover this spread, and I think that the over is hitting, and I absolutely hate to see Tennessee being this good, man. It's just, we talk about teams that were irrelevant for a long time, living out them glory days. Tennessee was one of them, and they're back to being a powerhouse, I think, unfortunately.
Well, just look at it. Kent State played Pitt.
Just look at it.
Yeah, if you just look at it. They played Pitt. Pitt put 55 up against them.
If Pitt can do that. Yeah.
So you can imagine. And it's crazy, man. This could be scary. I mean, you could see a 70-point performance from Tennessee here if they really wanted to.
I'd hate to do it, but player props for Tennessee might be worth looking into. I don't know.
Yes.
Well, that is all of the top 25 matchups for the week, and Carolina and Kentucky, of course, thrown in, and our boy Coach Prime out there. Maybe he should do less commercials and worry more about coaching. I don't know. We'll see. But
yeah, KFC commercials.
Yeah, everything. Aflac, him and Saban, Aflac. I don't know. But that's it, man, and we'll see what happens in these games this week. What game are you looking most forward to this weekend, Joey?
Oh, man. I would say, I don't know. I'm interested in the LSU South Carolina game. I'm interested to see what's going to happen in that game. And then, honestly, I'm looking forward to that Arizona Kansas State game tonight, man. I mean, I'm definitely watching that game. That's a nice football game for a Friday night. We don't usually get Friday night football that's that good,
No.
Yeah, those are probably the two games I'm looking forward to.
Last time we got Friday night football, Jordan Love got hurt and was in tore his MCL. But that's NFL. Anyways, I'm looking forward to tonight's game for sure. Give me that one for the one I'm looking forward to the most. So that's what I like. And of course, I'm going to watch Kentucky, but
see if Corbin Carroll and Kettle Marte is ready for tonight, I guess.
Hopefully, maybe Christian Walker will knock in a run there and win some money. You never know.
Oh yeah, he's done it before.
He's done it before.
Yes, he has.
Oh man, well,
let me ask you a question before we wrap it up. Yeah. What is one thing you can give the viewers if they're going to put in the bet slip? A straight bet, one straight bet to put in their bet slip. What would it be?
LSU to cover a 6.5 point spread against South Carolina.
My man,
straight bet
same thing. Yeah. Yep, same thing. Okay. I was thinking it too. Yep.
I like it. Give me that. I think it's low. Like I said, overreaction from last week. Yeah, I like that one for sure. Is that what you were thinking too?
Yes, 100%. If I'm straight betting one thing, that is it. I mean, 6.5 point spread, that's low.
Yes. Definitely low in this game because of Kentucky laying a turd last week on Kroger Field. That's the only reason why this spread is so low. If it wasn't for
Yes.
that, man, we already if South Carolina would have beat Kentucky on last second field goal, that spread was even less than that.
Mm-hmm.
But the way it played out, this is why it's where it's at.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to jump on that spread before it goes. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to jump on that today.
I think it's going to. Well,
Yep.
that'll do it this week. Week 3. We'll check in next week and see what we got. We did pretty good the first 2 weeks. And this week I think we'll do good again. We had a couple upsets, but man, it's week 3. Next week we start getting into everybody just about playing their conference games. So it'll be a lot tougher on these picks as we go along. So just stick around here and put some money on LSU this week, guys. Do that.
Spread.
It's been yelling from the couch, and we'll see you for week 4 picks. Later.
Yes, sir. Peace.